So defensive characteristics. So most defenses, when their characteristics are, they're either going to be a man or zone coverage team. And so you got to determine when you're playing somebody, are they man or are they zone? Because that'll affect how you're going to run your game. If they're zone and they stay deep, then you're just going to dink them short. If they're man, you're either going to have to cross or throw something deep over the top and beat them man to try to get them out of those things. Definitely most defenses are going to have some type of contain to both sides. They want to be able to keep everybody inside. And if they allow you to break contain, then obviously you can get outside of their defense, and then they're not as effective as they are. You got to determine, are they one gap or two gap control? Back in the 70s, in the 80s, two gap was one of the big things, and it's really starting to get in vogue now, where you would have a guy head up, and he would basically be able to be responsible for both the gaps on each side of him, and he would read either the flow of the play or the guy in front of him, and he would control it. Then the one gap control came into a real big one, where basically everybody's got a gap, and you control. So what it does, it changes your blocking schemes. If you know that they're a one gap team, when you block down on that guy, you know that you're going to get that he's got that gap, and so basically you got your block. If it's a two gap, you don't know which way he's going to go on that gap. He could actually move and do gap control that way, or a lot of times they're head up, and so what you get on that is a lot of movement. 3-3 is a really big one where they work with two different gap control. One of the other things is, are they a strong side team? Do they want to come up against your power and match your power? Obviously, we've talked about a bunch of times, if they're going to match your power, then we're going weak. But are they a weak side team? Some teams like to be balanced up, and they're going to give the power side and the weak side the same, so you can't go weak on them. Obviously, if they're going to balance and try to play both sides the same, we're going to go strong because obviously we have them outnumbered. How are they going to handle wedge? Some teams don't have an answer for wedge. Other teams, they have submariners and they have people that come inside, or when you go inside, they all go inside. So how are they going to handle wedge? And then definitely, how are they handling, the three big areas they go in, or how are they handling the inside play? How are they handling your off tackles, your whams and your powers? And how are they handling the perimeters, the sweeps? All of these go into effect on how you're going to attack them by depending on how they're defending you.